Hi, this is Debbie from Debbie Debonair, bringing you number 5 in our series of Women of Millionaire Mentoring. And today I have the great pleasure of having Michelle Grote with me, who is going to share with us her thoughts and her feelings on what Millionaire Mentoring has done for her up till now. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce Michelle Grote. Hi, Michelle. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Hi, Debbie. Thanks. It's a pleasure to be here, really. And it's such an honor. I feel so blessed to be where I am amongst such great people. Really.
Oh,
Thank you for having me.
that's absolutely, I'm just so pleased that you're here with us. So, Michelle, just to start with, could you just give us your overall view of Millionaire Mentoring?
Sure. I think Millionaire Mentoring is the most empowering thing an individual can do for themselves, be it in their business, be it in their life, for relationships, for anything they want to do with themselves, to discover things about themselves, about the universe, about anything. And empower themselves and inspire themselves to live their life with passion and love.
That's fantastic. And on a kind of more personal level, what has your time in Millionaire Mentoring done for you on that level?
It has changed my life. It literally has saved my life. Before I came into Millionaire Mentoring, I was a mess. I literally had just gotten out of the hospital. In fact, since I've been in Millionaire Mentoring, I'm going to get really personal and honest. My millionaire mentor, Darren Little, he says that in order to succeed, we have to be willing to be vulnerable and be a naked soul. So I'm going to get real honest and personal here, which has led me to the growth that I've been allowed to have. I have spent my life since I was 16 in and out of hospitals. I've been diagnosed with bipolar borderline disorder. I'm not so sure that that is what is wrong with me. I have led a life of trauma and dysfunction from my environment. So I went from some dysfunction in my family, and then at 16, I went into active addiction, and I went from my active addiction to abusive relationships with men. I was able to get clean. It'll be 9 years, March 10th, but I stayed in.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you.
Well
But
done. That
I
is
stayed
brilliant.
in.
Well done.
Thank you. I had really got the blessing. A lot of us don't get the blessing, and I was able to get the blessing and hold on to it. But I stayed in abusive relationships, which is part of addiction, my love addiction. And so my life was turmoil, and it made my mental diagnoses worse. And I was in and out of hospitals and in and out of hospitals. So I never really gave myself the time or the attention that I needed. I never was able to, look inside myself and take the time that I needed to know myself, to love myself, to, I was always looking for someone else to give me the love that I thought I needed, to heal me, to take care of me, to give me my self-worth, to give me my self-esteem. I was always looking outside myself, and I was always looking for a man to do that. The media says that that's what we do. The commercials, the books, the magazines, even our society.
Yeah, I was just going to say society, is a big one that, this is the norm. you know,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
we reach out for the norm, whatever that may be.
yeah. So in my vulnerability, I attracted men who were controlling and abusive. Um, and so I got into that trap. Well, along comes online marketing, and I love it because I've always wanted to help people. And I have always been uh, blessed with my humility nature and my my good nature. Like I'm just a really loving, open-minded person. And so, you know, even though I've been a very hurt individual, I've always been reaching out and, you know, connecting with people and stuff like that. So the online business just was very, very attractive to me from the beginning, but I was floundering around for months and months and months and months and not getting anywhere. And I found Darren Little through some different avenues, and I was really attracted to what he was doing. And I hooked up with him, and I really liked his teachings, his quantum physics and the way the universe works and how we can manifest things. And it just rang really true to my heart. And I had just come out of the hospital in June. I started working with Darren, I think, in May. And I had come out of the hospital in June, and I was a complete mess. I was in an abusive relationship. Like I said, I was recovering from addiction, but I really wasn't working my program. I knew of metaphysics and I knew of manifestation, and I'm spiritual, but I wasn't working any kind of practice or anything like that. And, you know, I was really depressed. I'd just gotten out of the hospital for suicidal ideation. So I started working with Darren, and my life was turning around and it was getting better. But you see, I was still stuck in that toxic environment. And Darren said, if you want to change your life, you have to change your environment. And he kept telling me that. Well, it wasn't registering. I was thinking that I could change my environment. I could change my abuser. I could change the person that I was with. So he finally said, Michelle, you must draw a line in the sand. And before I had thought I had drawn lines in the sand, you know, I thought I had said, okay, this is it. This is it. I've come up with the money. I've done this. That's it. You know, I'm all in. This is the business. But he wasn't saying that. What he was saying was that I must leave my environment.
Yeah, exactly.
And I wasn't ready to do that. Well, one day it had gotten so bad, and I reached out to him and I said, Darren, I am so tired of not feeling like I'm worthy, of not feeling like I'm enough, of feeling ugly, of feeling worthless, you know. And it was going back and forth. It was like a roller coaster, because I would do the self-proclamations and the affirmations and the vision board and all that, and I would feel good, and my business would do good, and I would start making money. And then, you know, because the cycle of violence, I don't know if you know about the cycle of violence, but there's a good period, and there's a honeymoon, and then it starts to go down, and then the agitation, and then he starts to attack and say verbal nasty things, and then there might be physical violence, and then there's the I'm sorry and the honeymoon period, and then it starts all over again. Yeah. So that
kind
basically
of puts you in a false sense of security for a bit, doesn't it? And then
yes, and that's basically what my business was doing. It was doing that. That cycle of violence was what my business was doing. So he said, Michelle, you have to leave that environment, and I mean now. So he said now, and I said, you mean now? And he said, yes, now. So I made a call to a domestic violence shelter, and they said they had a bed, and I called a cab, and I got out of there. And my life has been improving ever since. However, I had to leave my daughter there. There were circumstances that made it so that I could not bring her with me. And I've been fighting the forces ever since. But
No.
I'm going to get her. And I can honestly say I have never felt this good, this healthy, this pulled together in my whole life. Because of Millionaire Mentoring, I was able to gather my thoughts, ground myself, reach out to the people that could help me because of the energy that I had about me, and bring to me all that I needed to go forward on my journey. And I just keep going forward on my journey. I have so much love around me today because of Millionaire Mentoring and the team, not just my Millionaire Mentor, but because of the team that I have. I have never felt so much love, so much support, so much inspiration, so much encouragement. And it's not just about my business. My business is growing as well, and it's not like an instant fix in my business. My business has roots today. The people that I have in my business, I have such a connection with. They're not going anywhere. And I say that in my videos, I say that in my posts, because we have such a strong bond. In Millionaire Mentoring, we have the Friends for Life program. A lot of people believe that sales is about pitching and sales, and networking is about pitching and sales and stuff. That's not what it's about at all. It's about building friendships. Networking is about building friendships, and there's a certain way to do it. And I have followed that program. And so the people that I have connected with that are in my business and that aren't in my business, I really have developed friendships for. And I do that outside of my business as well. I use this technique because it's genuine to me, because it feels right. And before, I never felt really right about going out and connecting with people. Now I use this strategy because it's part of me. It's become me, you know? And I just feel really great about life. I received such devastating news yesterday, and it crushed me for probably about 6 hours. And I thought, you know what? I can let this destroy me. I can curl up in a ball and become completely immobile. I can let it put me in the hospital like so many other times. News has done that to me. Or I can be true to who I am today, an empowered, inspired woman who's walking her path, who is a spiritual warrior, who knows better, who is learning to really love herself and speaking for other women. And just know that this is a distraction, that reality is sometimes just a distraction, and go through it and let it make me stronger. And I have goosebumps, Debbie. And Darren says those are true bumps, and they're huge. So, oh, that's really cool. So I got up this morning and I did manifestation with Wayne Dyer. I cleaned up. I did my proclamations, you know. I wrote out the same thing that I've been writing out daily for 15 days. I said, I am grateful that I have full custody of Olivia now, despite the news I got yesterday, because I don't care what people are saying. I don't care what DSS is saying about it. I don't care. I will have full custody of my daughter because that is where she belongs. That is where she's going to be the safest, you know? So, absolutely. And I have enough love and enough information from the universe, from my higher power, to know that this is what's right and this is what's truth, despite what looks like on the outside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I know exactly what you're saying.
That's what Millionaire Mentoring has done for me. And I know it was long.
Michelle, listen, you are such an inspiration to other, especially women who may be in the situation that you were in, to show that, you know, there is a huge light at the end of the tunnel, and it's finding the resources like Millionaire Mentoring that can get you out of the other side. And that, I mean, thank you so much for being so vulnerable and sharing your story with us, because anyone watching us from today onwards will be just so inspired by what you've shared with us. And I am very, very grateful for what you've shared. And it people don't actually realize how empowering a circle of people can be for each other. And Millionaire Mentoring every Saturday evening for 3 hours can be so exhilarating, and so have so many light bulb moments for people, and have so many breakthroughs for people, that there's been times when I can't wait to get to the next Saturday so that I can share kind of the breakthroughs that I've had, I mean. And some of the things that were taught, sometimes we kind of don't take hold of straight away. And I know I've been guilty of that, where the same thing's been repeated and repeated and repeated. But I think until you allow yourself to be worthy, be deserving, and it's that allowing process. Darren opens up so much for us, and it's the fear factor, isn't it? Which a lot of us fall into, that it's the fear of the unknown, and the fear of, well, if I say I am deserving, what's gonna happen to me? And that. But when you get to the point, and Millionaire Mentoring has done this for so many of us, when we get to that point where we allow everything, we just open up, and like Darren says, just go in blind faith and follow the process. When we allow ourselves to do that, so many things open up for us, and I really am so grateful for what you've shared with us, Michelle. I really am. And that was very, very personal, and you were very, very vulnerable, and I really thank you for that. But could you kind of separate on a business level what Millionaire Mentoring has done for you, just on the business side of things? Because even though you have explained a little bit about what it's done for you on with your business, it was kind of on your personal level of your business, if you understand what I mean. So if you could just share with us what it's kind of done on a business level, that would be great.
Okay, sure. Like I said, a lot of people come into this industry thinking that network marketing is something like a sales type of model, like a pitching and selling. And that's kind of how I thought.
Me too.
Your upline will say, here is what you're going to say, copy this link and paste it in the message chat to everybody. Doesn't matter what they say, right? Like, here's this product, it's the best product out there, people are making blah blah blah, sign up here. Pitching. Yeah. And not even finding out where a person is in their life. And it's very important. That's why the Friends for Life program, I think, is the most amazing program in the world. I think it's just a genius. This has taught me to build lasting relationships, so that, say somebody's, okay, the Friends for Life program, you find out, this is what it has done for me. It has allowed me to take a different stance in the industry. Rather than a sales type person, I am now a leader person. The network industry is an industry of personal development disguised as a business, okay? So we in Millionaire Mentoring focus on a leadership style. The Friends for Life program is where you find out where a person is in their life. And this gives you the upper hand. So you can develop a mentorship style role. You know, you find out where a person is in their life. What's their pain? What's their problem? Are they living their passion? You start out first by connecting with a couple brief statements. Hi, how's it going? How's your day so far? Where are you from? Do you have children? Are you married? You know, just some, you know, just to get a little bit about, to know a little bit about them. If they don't have a need for you, for your product, if they don't have a pain or a problem, if they're doing well, why introduce something that they don't need? You know,
Absolutely.
We all know when somebody pitches something to us before they even get to know us, how it makes us feel. We're like, no, no. And that's called pushback. You know, we're like, we don't want anything to do with you. Even if I want the product, the person has not gotten to know me or where I am. You know, I'm like, no. Like, so many people from It Works has approached me and they're like, oh, I want to tell you about It Works. I'm like, no, I don't want to know about It Works, because so many people have approached me about It Works, and I'm going to go with my girlfriend who's already gotten to know me and has developed a relationship with me. But thank you so much. You know, let me teach you a little bit about relationship, you know, networking. But I mean, that kind of sounds bitchy, you know, but, and I don't want to be that way. But so anyway, we also give value to the community, which brings attraction marketing, which brings the community to you. So rather than posting salesy type stuff on your wall with Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or whatever your social media sites are, you post value, you post inspirational stuff, you post proof from your groups, you post funny things, you post controversial things, you post anything that your community will find of value, and that will have them coming to you, which I enjoy too, because I don't like going out there and finding, like, headhunting. I don't like that. It doesn't vibrate well within me, you know? What else has, oh, I have gone from making like hardly any money to making probably an average of anywhere from $1,500 to $1,800 a month, pretty substantially, for about 4 or 5 months now, and it's building. And it's building.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. It really is.
Yeah,
so
and like
Michelle.
Yeah, and like I said, it's not like I'm going out and pulling teeth. And I used to get this real icky feeling when I would have to go out and try to make money. And now it's enjoyable. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, because you take away the I'm doing this to make money. You take that away, because it's not about that. Like you say, it's about the Friends for Life program. And people don't buy a product. People buy from people. And you know, that's what a lot of networkers don't understand. And that's what Millionaire Mentoring teaches us. You know, that it's all about people.
Yeah. And so if I have something that somebody wants, great. If not, okay, great. Maybe you'll find value in it some other time. Maybe not. I wish you the best on the path you're traveling. You know, let's stay friends. You know?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's fantastic. Thanks for sharing that, Michelle. That,
Thank
you
you,
know,
Debbie.
it just gives people a real insight into what Millionaire can do on both levels. Millionaire Mentoring can do on both levels. You know, for those who are watching us, and just before we finish, what would you say to the people who are watching us, whenever they may be doing that, um, to you know, say why is it important that people have a mentor?
It's important to have a mentor because you can go through life like a horse with blinders on and just seeing like what's right in front of you. When you take those blinders off, you can see so much more, and you your whole world changes. Um, you we talk so much about what we don't want. Um, a mentor brings about what we do want and opens that up to the possibilities and makes those possibilities a reality.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's it. And it's kind of like someone taking you by the hand and guiding you through um, what you could see is such a huge world that you can't get through on your own.
Mhm.
And you know, that's that's the way, you know, a lot of people kind of see a mentor um, as a guide, you know, but guiding
Absolutely.
you in the right direction and with the right knowledge, and you know, and with the right perspective of where you're trying to get to, you know.
Absolutely. It would be like asking a tour guide or asking for the best trip in the world. You want to take a trip and you go and book tickets, but you don't, but they don't tell you where you're going to go, and they drop you off right in the middle of Africa with no tour guide, no nothing. And then they expect you to have a good time. You need that tour guide. You need that tour guide to get you around. So
Absolutely.
that's why Millionaire Mentoring is so important, to have the best resources and information and easiest, um, the smoothest process and the fastest. It gets you there the fastest too. The fastest, the simplest, the smoothest way, and the most fun. I'm having so much
Yeah.
fun.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, and that's it. It's not, you know, because I have people saying, Debbie, it's Saturday night. And I'll say, yeah. 3 hours on a Saturday night. I went, yeah. I said, you don't know the friendships I have in those, no, you don't know what I share with the friends I've found in those 3 hours. I can't get that when you take me out somewhere or when I go out. You can't give me what that 3 hours gives me. And they'll say, okay. You know, and trying to explain to people what it actually gives you. You know, it's kind of born from ignorance, isn't it? You know, that they don't want to know. They don't want to know, but they're quite quick at making judgment about it. But
Yeah.
they're not prepared to take the time to find out about it. You know, and that 3 hours on a Saturday. What has that 3 hours on a Saturday done for just our group of people?
Mm-hmm.
You know, who we are surrounded by
Mm-hmm.
on those Saturday nights. You know, well, Saturday night for me, I know it's not Saturday night for you. You know, and I know it's early morning, it's in the morning for others, but you know, and it's lovely when people like yourself, Michelle, are willing to share with others. And I mean, we're sharing this with so many people who may come across it, and giving up your time to share, not keeping it to yourself, if you know what I mean. We're out there, and we're sharing it with as many people as possible, because we see the difference it can make to people. So I'd like to give you a great big thank you for sharing all your thoughts and your passion for what you're doing on a day by day basis, and what Millionaire Mentoring has done for you. So a huge big thank you for spending the time with us today. And people out there, if you want to reach out and want to find out how you can be part of Millionaire Mentoring, you can reach out to Michelle, or you can reach out to me, or any of the other women who are part of this Women of Millionaire Mentoring series. So once again, thank you so much, Michelle.
Thank you, Debbie.
For spending this time with us. It's been absolutely brilliant. And I'd like to say thank you all for watching, and we will see you all again very soon. Bye.
Love you, girl.